this lesson promises to be exciting. Now, thank you all for your comment on the earlier videos. I've met people who are congratulating me on the videos and how the videos have helped them. So I'm encouraged to do more of these videos. So in this video, I want to show you how you can design a whole lot of things. Now we're going to look at 4 different things. Okay, I'm actually going to teach you how to do 4 different things, and I'll list them here. So I'm going to teach you how to remove a background of an image, the various ways you can use to remove a background of a picture. And then I'm also going to teach you how you can draw a semicircle and all forms of different shapes of circle. Okay, and then I'm also going to show you how you can insert an image into a shape. So you can insert an image into a shape like a circle, a rectangle, a triangle, or any other shape that you feel like inserting an image in. And then I'm also going to show you how to design an infographics. Okay, an infographic and a flowchart sort of graphics. Okay, so that is actually going to be the first video I'm going to do for you, and then subsequent videos you're going to learn how to insert image, draw semicircles, remove image background. So just stick on this video. If you miss this video, I don't know. So let's just get started. Now this first video is going to be on how to design an infographics. So as I said, a flowchart graphics. So I'm going to make it look like we are going to present this infographics on a web. Okay, in our earliest video we used the print preset. Now I'm going to show you another preset and how you can use it, and that is the web and then mobile preset. All right, so to do that, you just go to create. Now you know how to create a project. So click on the create new button there, and then did I click? Okay, so yes, okay, click on the create new project or create new button, and then go to web. All right, you go to web. The web tab is going to load all the presets under web. Okay, so we have the preset under web, and we're going to select any of them. All right, we can just select any of them, but I want us to stick to 1920 by 1080 pixels at 72 ppi. So we're not going to use the regular 300 resolution. We are going to use 72 because this one is meant for web. All right, and the reason why we use this is that for the website it needs to be able to load faster. So usually we don't keep a lot of images with high sizes on it, right? It's going to load slower if the images are have large sizes. So we're going to use 72 pixels, and they are going to look great. Okay, on the website, most of the graphics on the website are 72, so we're going to use that. So we select 1920 by 1080 at 72 ppi. So this is it. Now we are not going to do anything here. We are not going to change the title to infographics. So info okay, so we have infographics here, and then we just click on create. You already know how to do all this setup, so we wouldn't go much into it. Now this is our workspace. We're going to design the infographics. Now before you design your infographics, the first thing I want you to do is that get all your items, the text, the images we are going to use already. So as a best practice, whenever you want to design any project, you first create a folder for the project. All right, so you create, so if it's an infographics you want to design, you create a folder in a location you want for the project, and then include everything. So if the text files you are going to use, images you are going to use, and anything that you're going to use, you put them in there. And then you are also going to save the project, the PSD file, also in that folder. All right, so anytime you pick that folder, you know that everything is in there. So you have to do that. And the second thing you also need to do is to imagine the infographics you are going to design, or imagine the design you are going to do. So this time around we are doing infographics, so you can sketch out how you want it to look like on a piece of paper. All right, you can sketch it out on a piece of paper how each of them should look like. Now let me be frank with you. Whenever I'm doing this tutorial, I only have the idea written down, what I want to teach you written down, and the next thing I do is that I just start doing it as when I'm doing, the creativity is coming, and then I'm showing you how to do it. I don't actually have the designs somewhere that I'm replicating for you. No, I just write it. I want to show you this, and then whilst I'm doing it, the creativity comes, and then I show it to you. So let's just imagine, I have just imagined that I have the infographics and everything set out. All right, have sketched them all and then everything. So I'm just going to do it, but I'm just imagining it in my memory that this is what I want to do. So let's just get started with it. So I want us to have all our things set up and ready. So let's just get started with it. Let's go. So I'm going to use different shapes for my infographic designing. I'm going to use arrows, I'm going to use circles, I'm going to use round circles, I'm going to use rectangles, rounded rectangles actually. So all circles are round, so rounded rectangles actually to also do it. So I'm just imagining how my infographic should look like. All right, so first, I want to set up the main entry point. That is the main idea, which is going to be the center of attraction. Okay, so I'm going to draw a big circle right here. Now you can see that as I draw the circle, it's just irregular. That's why it is called ellipse. All right, it is just irregular, but to keep it in a circular form or circular shape, there is a trick to that. Whilst you are dragging, make sure you hold the shift key on the keyboard. Okay, you press and hold. Don't just press, you press and then you hold it, and then you drag it to the size that you want to. You can see that I'm minimizing and maximizing, and it is having the same shape. Okay, this is a circle, so I'll draw it to where I want it. And when you want to release it, make sure you release the mouse first before the shift key. If you remove your hand from the shift key and you start, you see it has distorted. So before you release it, you must make sure that you release the button of the mouse first before you take off your hands from the shift. All right, so I just leave it and then I remove my hands, and then it will transform. Good. So I'll just position it where I want to. So I think this is okay. Now I want them to have some relations. So this is going to be our central idea. This is where all the attention will be channeled to. But in the design principles, we should also have a continuous principle that can lead to the other element, because this is not going to be the only element on it. There should be other elements. All right, so but they are going to be quite smaller. So it is the idea of the designer to point out, to direct the eye of the reader to other things on the layer, okay, on the design. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to create other circles here, and since I'm going to create other circles and I have a circle here, I'm only going to duplicate them, all right, and resize them. I'm going to duplicate this one and then resize. So to do that, I've showed you the quick way, and then the best way to do it is to hold the Alt key, press and hold the Alt key, and then drag on it. So you can see that the arrow has turned into two, one black and then one white beneath. So you can drag on them, and this is going to create a design, a duplicate of the design with the same property and everything for you. So this one too, you need to leave the mouse first and then you release the Alt key. Good. Now I said I'm going to resize them to match the size that I want. So I will hold the edge like this, and I want to maintain the same size. I told you that you have to maintain the same size. I don't want it to get distorted. So I'll just hold the shift the Alt key once again, Alt key, and then reduce the size. So you see that all the sizes are reducing at the same level. Okay, so I'll do it smaller, quite okay. All right, so I have this, and then let me position it very well. I'm also going to make use of my ruler. Okay, now if you don't know where the rulers are, let me show you how you can bring the rulers. There are two ways. You can use the shortcut key, which is Ctrl+R. All right, Ctrl+R on your Windows machine, or Command+R on your Mac. Okay, or the Apple laptops and Apple computers. That is it. And then another way is to also go to the view tab. All right, go to the view tab, click on it, and then come to rulers. So you can see rulers, it is ticked, meaning it is showing. All right, so I'm going to make use of my rulers. I'm going to create some markings on it. So let me see, this should be, I'm just calculating the spaces in between them. So and then something like this. So okay, it's okay, good. And then I'm also going to create another one here, all right, to just measure out the spaces I'm going to use, and then something also like this. So the rest of the space I'm going to use it for other things. I'm going to add other layers on the rest of the pages. So since we have a little space here, I think it's better we also create another space right here so that we can have that balance. Okay, so these are the outer spaces we are not going to use. I can also drag from the top to create some space here. All right, some space. These are spaces we are not going to use. All right, so I just want to measure. Okay, all right, so I'm going to center my position my circles very well, and then I'll drag on it because I want the same property on all on the other side. So I'm just going to Alt and then drag on it to create another circle of the kind. So that is it. This is what I have now. I want to create another set of circles here, but I want them to be more than 2. So we are going from 1 to 2 and probably 3, right? So or 4, any which way you want to create it. So I'm going to drag on this one, and then after that I'll resize. All right, so let me just be quick on that. All right, okay, so now that I'm satisfied with the property on this, the size and everything, I'm just going to duplicate them, Alt, then bring them here. Okay, okay, so this is what I want. Let me push this one up small, and it's good. So we've gone from one big circle, which is the center of attraction, to 2 middle-sized circles, and then finally to 3 small circles. So this is how our infographics is going to move. All right, this is going to be the first one is going to be the center of attraction, then 2 middle-sized, and then 3 small sizes. Now we know about infographics, they move in that order. All right, they move in directional symbol with directions and other things. So I'm going to create directions in the order in which they are moving. Probably they are going to move from the 1 to 2 and then finally to 3. So to do that, I'm going to use arrows to point out to them. And this is the setup, right? After we're going to show you how we're going to do how we can set up different things on it. So I just want to have all the layers available, and then we can just look at it. So to add the arrows, you go to custom shapes, and then you go to, okay, my own is selected, okay, already. In case your own is not selected, don't be bothered. You can just come here, still there, and then go to legacy shapes. Okay, go to legacy shapes and more, go to all legacy shapes, and then you move on to arrows. All right, so there are arrows here. So I'm going to use the arrows to show you. So I'll just want to select a nice one. This, okay, I think this is good. And since I've selected it, I can just start drawing. Okay, I think I'm okay with the size here. Good. But you can see that it's not going that straight. Okay, it's not going all that straight, because I actually want my arrow to start from the middle here. All right, from the middle here. So since they are pointing out 2 diagonal shapes, I think we have to set it that path. And to do that is just a quick way to do it. All right, let's go to the shapes and property. Okay, so we have the properties panel here, and then we have the transform area. All right, the transform area. Look down here, and then we have the angle or the degree of transformation, okay, which is also called the rotate. So we're going to check out the degree of rotation. So I just want to do it, and then we are going to move it upwards, which means it is going anti-clockwise. All right, it's going upwards, so it's anti-clockwise. When it is coming down, it is clockwise. So we are going to set anti-clockwise means negative side. So we have negative 30 degrees. Let's select and see what happens. Negative 30 degrees. Okay, the arrow points upwards like this. So let's put it in the center and see if we are satisfied. I think it's okay. I think we are satisfied with this. We can do it like this. Let me reduce this. I just want us to be able to see the edge of the circle. All right, good. So we have that one here. So that is our arrow is pointing to the upper one. Now we have this one set out. I think the 30 degrees is okay. So what we are going to do is to let me make sure that it's negative 30 and not 29.9. No, it's rather 10 to. Good. So we have it here. Now we are satisfied with this direction, so we are just going to duplicate. Good. Now since we have duplicated, they are still pointing upwards. There's no, we can go back and set it to negative degree 30 degrees means that it's I think 270. I think it's maybe let's see, but let us not go into all these things. We can set out to 0 degrees and then come back to 30 degrees, positive 30 degrees. Okay, but that will be quite a lot of steps. So what we can do is that while on the 30 degrees, that is negative 30 degrees, you can just go to the mirror side. So this is called a flip rotation and then flip horizontal rotation. So we have the flip horizontal and then flip vertical. So we are going to turn it from top to down. It is vertical. So just click on it and then automatically it will be set for us. That is good. All right, and then we can just position it at where we want to position it. So let it come down a bit to this space that we have right here. Good. So we have our arrow showing, and we can do same for all the circles. So I'm just going to go straight and then duplicate all of them like this. Okay, but you see that it's going wayward, so we can just reduce it here. So we don't know the degree of the rotation, so we can just use this one to decrease it, and then we can see whilst we are decreasing, it's going to show for us. So let me see, let me go this way and see. Okay, it is coming down, so we keep going. Okay, it is coming down, so we can just set it out. Let's write something like maybe 15. It's coming down up to maybe 20 degrees and see. I think it's too wide, so we can just say 25. No, let's go up. So maybe, so let's set it 30 and see how. Okay, so that is all right. So we're going to the negative direction, so it should be negative 25. Good. So we can maybe make it negative 20. I said negative 20. Good. So I think this is good, right? It's pointing out to the circle, but you can see that there is a middle circle, which means that there is another way we can also do it. That is, we can duplicate this to also point out to the middle circle in a way that we did the other. So we can just flip it like this, and then you can have it pointing out to the others in the same way we can just do. So I'm just going to select the two arrows at the same time and then duplicate them. So I'll just press and hold the shift key, and then select the item you want to, or the layer you want to, and then now you can just move on to duplicate them like this. Okay, good. That is fine. So now we have okay, I think there's a space issue. Okay, so we have our arrows, everything set out, so everything we want has been correctly placed for us. All right, so we can now move on to designing or building different things. And now infographics are meant to show some important messages, so we need to place emphasis. All right, now I'm only working out on the designing of the infographics and not adding any form of information to it. All right, I hope you understand. We are not adding information to it. We're just looking at the design and the positions of the graphics. All right, so this is the central idea. So you can see that I have a white background and I want to maintain that white background. Additionally, I want to add some garnishing, some designs on them. So I'm going to change the look of my main idea. So I want to change it to a new color, like maybe a strong color like this, yellow, orange, and I want to add a few things to it. So let me go to the effects panel. I want to add a stroke, that is an arc or a stroke around the edges. So yes, stroke around the edges, and the color I have added is white. So you cannot see, the background is white, the color on the edge is also white, so you cannot see. So how can we see that? I want to add some 3D look on it. So I'll just go to the drop shadow panel, go to drop shadow, and then you see, oh, I have some shadow on it. So you can see that the edge is now what, white, and you can see it clearly. Okay, you can change the size of the shadow. I want it to be mild like this. So you can see quite mild. You don't see but all out, but they give the 3D look on the thing, on the layer. I can decide to add other things like gradient overlay. So you can see I'll add a gradient overlay like this, and gradient collection of more than one color. So a combination of more than one color actually. So you can see the red and blue coming out to form that gradient, and I can set out the direction of the gradient. I can just pull out like this on how they should be set, and there are different gradients here. So when I go to gradient, I can just click on it and then set out the colors. So I can come here, change the color of my gradient to whatever I want. So if I want them to be green or orange, select here, green and blue, yellow and blue. How am I mixing the colors like that? So it's just, you can just try your hands on arranging the colors to how you want them to be. You can add more than 2 colors. You can add as many colors as possible to create it, but there are also presets for you where you can go. So a gradient of blues, you can just select one of them to show for you. So this is how it looks. Anytime you click on it, it will be loaded onto your thing for you. We have pinks, we have purples, we have oranges, so we have greens. All the combinations are here, but you can also set out your own combination if you are good at it. So I think I'm going to go with this one. All right, click on OK, and then you can see my gradient there. Now there are gradient styles, so you can click here to change to radial, that is from the center. You can change it to angle. All right, so you can see you can change it to reflected and even diamond. So I want to choose radial. Then you can set the angle or the degree, just as you set for the rotation. You can set the degree, all right, for it. You can turn it left side, right, upside down using the reverse. So if I use reverse, this is how it's going to look like. I think my colors are not that strong, so you don't see the impact. All right, so this is what we can use gradient for. All right, so I'm satisfied with it. Now I want to, with especially the outlines or the stroke and then the shadow, I want to be able to apply it to all of them, but I cannot go. You said there are five layers left. I cannot go one by one doing it every time. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to show you a trick, and the trick is that you select whatever you want to keep. So this is the stroke. I want to have the same stroke for all of them, so I'll make it a default. So I'll click on make default. All right, so now it is set. I can go to the drop shadow and also click on make default. Now anytime I select any layer and then choose the effect and go to stroke, automatically it will be added to that layer. All right, so let's see. If I select this one and then I go to effect and then to stroke, all right, to stroke, it's automatically going to update itself on it because that is the default now. Okay, you cannot see because the background is also white. So let me choose the drop shadow. When I choose the drop shadow, you also see that it has added similar or the same style onto the layer. All right, good. Now you can see that the other layers also left, and I cannot go one by one back and forth like that. Okay, going to always selecting layer and go, because I know that I want to add these styles to all the layers. So what I'm going to do is that I'll cancel this one for now, and what I'm going to do is that I'm going to group all the layers. Okay, I'm going to group the layers. So I'll select this one, press and hold shift and select this one. All right, I will select this, select that, then select the final one. Good. Now I've selected 5 layers. I'm going to group all of them and then I'll add the styles to all of them at the same time. All right, good. So I'll just come here and click on, if there was a folder icon like that on the tab, there was something like a folder icon which is group. So I'll just click on it to create a group for them, and then I'll rename them circles. So for best practice, rename them. And since I've grouped them, I can now select the group folder, then go to effect, select shadow, the effect I want to add to, selected shadow, I want to add shadow, and then what, stroke. So I've added the shadow. Now you can see they are showing, and then I'll click on the what, the stroke. Okay, good. All right, so I click on OK, and then you can see that all of them have the same style. Now it is only the colors that I want them to differ. So for the colors, I'm going to select them one by one to add my colors to them. So I will choose this one, choose a different color for it, so you can see. I'll come here, choose a different color. I want to maintain one here, so you can just choose any color that you deem fit for your project. You can just choose it so I'm just using the colors anyhow to depict how we can, but you can create a harmony between them. That is up to you. So you have to create your own color collection harmony between the layers. So this is how we design an infographic. So this is going to contain the main idea. Okay, so okay, let me just add some few text. As I told you, I don't have plan on doing it. As I'm doing it, the creativity is coming and then I'm adding up to it. So I'll just say main idea. Okay, and I want to center. Okay, it's already centered. So we have the main idea positioned right here. That is the center of attraction for our infographic. So it's going to be here, main idea. I'm just going to duplicate this one, take it up, and then I'll edit it to, maybe this one is going to be first point, second point, and then we are done with it. So it's going to be first point. All right, now I don't want this video to be very long, so stick and stay for the next video, which is going to be on how to remove an image background. You don't want to miss this video. All right, it's coming up shortly, so just wait after watching this video and being able to design your own infographics. Stick and stay to learn how to remove an image background. All right, So we just say second point. So this is going to be how it will look like. So go ahead, add other things. I don't want the video to be quite long. All right, I can do everything like that. So you need to add your points, okay, and what is it going to be? I'll just write point one, then point 2, point 3. So that's how it's going to be. That's our infographic. So we are done with it. If you are not subscribed to the video, please kindly do so. Subscribe to it, post your comment, share to other people, and let others watch and support the channel. So this is a free tutorials I'm giving you, and it is helping a lot. All right, it's helping a lot. People have reached out to me telling me about how the video has helped them, and now they are looking forward to more videos. So I'm encouraged to do more. So the only thing you're going to do for me is to subscribe and hit the notification bell, so that anytime new videos come, we're going to get notification and then get jump to it. All right, so we are done. I also want to let you know that there are premium courses, or there are complete courses on graphic design on Code Hub Africa platform. All right, on Code Hub Africa platform, you can go there and then choose the course that you want. We have courses in graphic design, courses in web development, software development, artificial intelligence, database management, ethical hacking, and cybersecurity. A whole lot of them. You can just go on the Code Hub Africa platform. I'm just going to pin the link to the description area where you can just have easy access. For the first time, I'm going to post my WhatsApp contact or my number on the video, on the description, and then you can just send me a message directly from there. Okay, I also have a Telegram account or a Telegram page for some tutorials such as this, and I've pasted the link to that channel also on the video, so you can just reach out to me there. Now there's another thing I want us to do. Okay, let's make this fun. When you come to the comment section, just write what you want me to do. Okay, what you want me to design, anything that you want me to design, just type it in the comment section. I will read it and then we will design it. Okay, we'll design it and then we will share among ourselves. Let's make this fun. Just go to the comment section and then do what? Type what you want me to. You can just type, I want you to design a mobile phone, I want you to design anything. All right, so thank you for watching this video, and stick and stay. There is another video, there are other 3 videos. I promise, and I hope that I could make them one. All right, so that you'll be able to, you don't need to miss this video. How to remove an image background, how to draw semicircle and all forms of circle, and how to insert image into a container. Don't miss any of these videos. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. My name is Godfrey Franklin, and I was your teacher, and I am still your teacher. As long as you subscribe and watch these videos, I'm going to make fun of learning. Okay, I'm going to make fun training you and teaching you how to do stuff like this. Okay, I'm a software developer and I'm a graphic designer with 6 years of experience. So thank you for watching. Thank you. Bye bye.